Hello.
Hello, Sandra de Senna. How are you?
Hi. Good. How are you?
Thanks.
Fine.
Fine. Too hot, but it's hot.
It's hot at your house? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sí. Yes.
Now this is Rosa. And Rosa, what is your husband's name?
My,
Yeah. My name.
No.
uh, my name,
Your husband's name.
Juan José López.
Aha. Okay. Juan, you have been working on English, haven't you? I saw you've been completing some lessons. Very good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Did you pick up any English packets at school yesterday?
Yes, we did.
Oh, good. Okay. So you don't have to do both. You can either do the English online like you started, or you can do the packets, but you don't have to do both of those for English.
Okay. The first, we pick it up the packets, but after then you tell us about the lesson on the line, and we try to do it on the line.
Good. That's great. So do you want to just do them online from now on? Instead of on paper?
Yeah,
Okay, that sounds good.
it's better than on the line.
Okay, good. Hi, Marvin. How are you? Are you able to hear me okay, Marvin? Okay, I don't know. I see Marvin there. Hi, Nadia. How are you? Are you able to hear me, Nadia? I see you. Hello. I'm glad that you are here. I'm glad everybody's here today. Some people, I think, we're having a hard time getting into our class. I'm not sure why. All of you got my email, right? Because you all made it. So I don't know, some people, I guess, maybe they didn't check their email, or for some reason they didn't get it. But it is after 6:15, so we are going to start our class. Thank you for coming. If you're not talking, then please turn off your mic so that we don't hear, because otherwise it makes extra noise. So if you're not talking, then go ahead and turn off your mic. Otherwise, I'll just go ahead and turn you off. And if you want to speak, then just go ahead and unmute yourself. Okay, so today we're going to be learning our civics. This is the intermediate and advanced class because that's the level that all of you are. And before we begin, do all of you have your civics packet and a pencil ready? I see Marvin's got his pencil, very good. Up, Rosa has hers, okay, very good. We're gonna go ahead and start. Before we do, have all of you signed up for Remind, for Edmodo, for, you picked up your civics packet, and you, let me get my little highlighter here. You picked up your civics packet. Did you, all of you start doing your English homework? I know that, I know Juan did. I think that, Rosa, did you start doing it also? Your English homework?
Yes.
Good. And okay, Rosa Cruz, you as well. Very good. And Marvin, I saw you started doing your English online, right? Okay, Nadia, did you, you didn't start online. Did you pick up a packet at school? Nadia, I made a packet for you to pick up at school for English. Did you pick that up already? I'm not sure if you, okay, maybe your microphone's not on. Okay, so some of you were here last week and some of you were not here last week. I think Navi, it's your first class. I remember Marvin was here last week, and also Rosa and her husband Juan were here last week. And Rosa Cruz, you were here too, right?
Yeah,
What's your last name, Rosa?
Cruz.
Oh, the last name is Cruz, Espinosa. Okay, yeah, great. Well, thank you guys for coming again. And we're going to go ahead and continue on. Did all of you sign up for Edmodo? That's where I have lots of information about things. And there was a quiz that you were to take. I think that all of you did that already. Very good. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to be talking about jobs because you know that for this class, you have two things that you need to do. Well, actually three things. One is to learn English, right? But then there's the civics part. And for civics, you have to fill out the job application and you have to do a job interview. So we're going to be practicing those for the next couple of weeks so that you can do those well and pass those. So let's take a look on this page here. We can see that there are some jobs, work skills, and personal qualities. So there's some different types of jobs, that different job families we call them. So there are the realistic jobs. That's for people who like to work outdoors. They use tools and machines. They might like to make things with their hands. So some examples of those types of jobs would be like a carpenter or a gardener or an auto mechanic. Those would be some examples of realistic jobs. And then there are jobs that we call investigative jobs. Change the color here, investigative. So they're ones that solve problems or they know about things like being a physical therapist aide or a dental assistant, a medical assistant, a nursing aide, dietitian. These are all examples of investigative jobs. And then another type of job family, we have artistic jobs. So those are for those creative and entertaining people who maybe they like to come up with new things, or they're an actor, or they like graphic design, or a singer. These are all examples of artistic jobs. And then we have what we call social jobs. So these are jobs that care about other people. They like to help people by solving problems. It could be a police officer, a nursing home aide, a paralegal. These would be some examples of social jobs. And then we have what we call enterprising jobs. These are jobs where people sell things, or they are leaders. They have a lot of energy and confidence. It could be people like a bank teller, or a flight attendant, or a postal clerk. And then we have a group of jobs that are called conventional jobs. And those are jobs where people know exactly what they should do, and they're very dependable. And they might be, they don't want to be the boss though. They like to work for other people. They might be a cashier or a bank teller or a waiter. So those are 6 of the job families that we have, or that we can put into groups. I haven't figured out yet how to clear my screen after I write on it. So I got to go through and erase stuff. Okay, so there are some different types of skills that you need to know about when you are applying for a job, because everybody has skills. You just need to know what kind of skills you have. And one of the types of skills are hard skills. These are called the work skills, the skills that apply to the type of job that you want to have. So you need to be able to talk about what work skills you have. And like I said, those are also called hard skills. So for example, if you are a cook, then one of your hard skills is that you can make dinner. Or if you bake, you know which ingredients that you need to use. If you're a teacher, then you know how to make lesson plans. If you are a nurse, then you know how to take somebody's temperature. I mean, things like that. Those are work skills or hard skills. Then we have what we call personal qualities or soft skills. Now, the soft skills have to do with your personality, like how you are as a person, not necessarily what you know, but how you are. So it could be the way that you behave. It could be that you're patient. It could be that you're good at following directions, or that you're a good listener. You're always on time. You're good at adding numbers. You're responsible. You're reliable. These are all examples of soft skills. When you look at a want ad or a job announcement, then a lot of times there will be what we call abbreviations, or a shorter way of writing something. So for example, if you see SAL, then that means salary. Or if you see this group of letters here, then that would be interview. Or there might be capital letters together like this, the PT, and that means part-time. So those are some different types of abbreviations that you might find. And when you read a want ad, I think somebody has their mic on. Your mic is on. Can you go ahead? I think Rosa, that's you. Can you go ahead and click off of your mic? Hi, Trang. Glad that you joined us. Well, someone's mic is still on. Not sure who it is. Oh, I think it's Trang. I'm going to go ahead and turn off your mic, Trang. Okay. So you want to find out what the requirements for a job are. You want to know what the work skills are and what the personal qualities are that you have to have for the job. That way you'll know if it's the right job for you, right? So if you see something like must or required or necessary or minimum, then those are job requirements. Those are things that you have to know or you have to be able to do. They're necessary. Now, you might see some things that are preferred qualifications or extra skills. The employer wants you to have those, but they're not necessary. So if you see words like preferred or helpful or a plus, then that means that those are good things to have. If you can do those things, then that's good. And finally, you might see job duties. That means those are the work that you will do at the job. So it would say something like duties included, or responsible for, or to help. So those are some of the things that you would do on the job. So here we can see all the marks that I left on the other page. Let me erase these. And lots of different abbreviations that we can see, that we can find in different want ads or different job ads. So we'll just kind of go through these quickly. Excuse me, we have full-time. That would be if the job is about 40 hours a week, then that would be a full-time job. Temporary, it means less hours per week, or maybe it's just a summer job, or maybe it's just for around Christmas time. It's for a short time. This abbreviation means evenings, so that would be after 5 p.m. Again, this is like what we talked about, preferred. That means it's good to have those skills, but it's not necessary. Here would be how much you would make. So like if it says $10 per hour or $400 per week, then that's how much you would be making. Let me just go back up here. We've got FT would be full-time and PT is part-time. We have temporary and permanent. This one here, that means no experience. You don't have to have any experience to do the job. It can be your first time. This would be required, the required skills you need to have. And if you see a K in the number, like 14K, then that means 1,000. So this would be 14,000. That would normally refer to for a year, right? This has to do with benefits. So benefits would be like for insurance, like for medical insurance, or for dental insurance, or for vision. Those are the different types of benefits. N through F means Monday through Friday. We have, this means salary, how much money you would make. This is necessary, that you have to have those skills. HS means that you need to be a high school graduate. This would be minimum. We have appointment. Resume, this is where you write down the information about yourself on your resume, all of your job experience. We have available, include, excellent, and equal opportunity employer. That means that they can't discriminate against you. They have to give the same chance to everybody for the job. So that's important that they have that. That's actually the law. They have to do that. So let's take a look at this classified ad here. And we'll do the first one where it says teaching assistant. You can kind of follow along in your book and we'll fill in part of this chart. So we're gonna, for this ad right here, we're gonna look at what the job title is, how to apply, what the required skills are, what the preferred skills are, and what the job duties are. So the job title, what is the job title for this one?
Technical assistant?
Teaching assistant, right, it's a teaching assistant. So we'll go ahead and write that in the first blank in your packet. Hopefully everybody has their packet. And how do you apply for this job? Go ahead and look through that information. What do you need to do to apply? There's a lot of abbreviations here.
Email,
I'm sorry?
by mail.
We're right over here for teaching assistant. What do we need to do to apply? How can we like fill out the application? What do we need to do? Let's look all the way down at the bottom, right here. What does that mean?
Fax.
Fax,
Fax
telephone.
what? What's RES?
I don't know really. I don't know.
That's
what
okay.
it is.
You can look back on the previous page where we saw the list. Let's look back and see what that said, where it said RES. Let me see. Here it is. Resume.
Resume.
Resume. Fax resume.
So we need to go back here. And in order to apply for the job, you have to fax a resume. So we'll put that here. Fax resume. So again, and we'll be looking later at what a resume is, but that's where you list all of your experience that you have for the job. How about the skills? What kind of skills do you need for this job?
Minimum 2 years of experience?
Can you say that again? Was that you, Marvin?
Minimum 2 years of experience?
Yes, you have to have, that's required, right? So you have to have 2 years experience. So we'll write that down.
Verbal,
And what else do you need to have?
2 years experience.
Sister,
Yeah.
hello. Sister, what the page I open?
Oh, what page number is this? Does anybody have it in front of them? Can you tell what page it is?
15?
15?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And hi, Alma, I didn't see you come in.
Oh, the 15?
Page 15.
Yeah.
15.
Okay.
References.
So what's necessary? You have to have the 2 years experience. And what else do you have to have?
Need to be bilingual?
Yes, but look at the
That-
advertisement here for teaching assistant right over here. What is necessary?
Verbal skills duties.
Verbal skill, excellent.
Teaching certification?
Yes, right here it says teaching certificate.
Second
So-
language.
So we need to have that. That's necessary, right? It's the teaching certificate. Let me underline that there. Teaching certificate. So we're going to add that here. Teaching certificate. Okay, what about the language? Do you have to have a second language for this job? Is it required?
Yes, it does.
Preferred
Let's see what it
second
says.
language.
Necessary second language.
It says right here, second language A+. The necessary is actually talking about the teaching certificate. So it says teaching certificate necessary, second language A+. So if it says A+, what does that mean? Is it required or is it preferred?
Preferred. Preferred.
Preferred, right. So you don't have to have a second language, but it's a good thing if you do. So that would be as a preferred skill. So second language. Is there anything else that is a preferred skill or a required skill?
Second language, that's it.
Okay, how about,
Verbal skill.
yes, it says verbal skills, right?
Verbal skill. Mhm.
So, okay, so after the minimum 2 years experience required, it says enthusiastic, energetic,
Yes,
individual with excellent verbal skills.
skill.
So you need to be enthusiastic. That's not really that's like a soft skill, right?
Yes.
But we'll go ahead and put enthusiastic, energetic, and excellent verbal skills. And then the last box, sorry that my boxes are so like, let me try to see if I can stretch them out a little bit. No, I don't think I can. Okay, so let's look at the last one where it says job duties. What kind of duties do you need to have to do that? What kind of duties do you do on the job?
Job duties.
Feed children. Feed
Okay.
children.
Yes,
Teach
feed children. So we'll put that one down. I'm going to put mine underneath because I ran out of room. Feed children. What else?
Teach craft.
Teach craft.
Teach crafts.
Assistant teacher.
Assist teacher.
Is first.
Right. All of those things are the job duties. So it's okay if it's not in the same order, but they're all there. Okay, very good. So the other one, where it says medical front office, you can do that one on your own for homework. Just do that over in the second column there. And so that you can practice using those skills. It's almost like another language when you're reading these different abbreviations and things. It's kind of hard. You've got to get used to what these different abbreviations mean. So here we have a job like a conversation about applying for a job. And I'm going to have a couple of you volunteer. We have, let's see, there is a receptionist. That's like the person who greets you either on the phone or you walk up to their desk when you arrive at the office and they kind of tell you where to go or what to do. That's the receptionist. And we have the applicant, which is the person who's applying for the job. And then we have a manager. That's the one who's in charge of the business, right? So I need to have a receptionist, an applicant, and a manager. Do I have any volunteers?
Me.
Okay, Marvin.
Rosalia.
Marvin.
Sorry, I'm hearing different people. Marvin, who did you want to be?
Yes.
Who are you going to be?
Applying.
The applicant. Okay, so
Ye-
Marvin will be the applicant. And Juan or Rosa, did you want to be somebody?
Rosalia, receptionist.
And me, manager?
Alma's going to be the manager?
Yes.
Okay. And Rosa Elvia, did you want to be the receptionist?
Yes.
Okay.
Good morning. Falta.
Okay, very good. So let's go ahead and you can start reading.
Good morning. Best Computers. How can I help you?
Hello, this is Alex Crow. I am calling about the job as a computer specialist. I saw your job. Listen to the car vocational service. Can I speak to hiring manager?
Just a moment, please.
Hi, this is Mr. Dobson. May I help you?
Hi, my name is Alex Kroll. I am calling about the computer specialist job. I have 2 years experience as computer technical and I have very interested is this job. It is still available?
Yes, we are accepting application this week between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. You can come and fill out an application.
Great. I'll come tomorrow. Could you tell me your address?
Our address is 122 Pine Street, Anaheim.
Cool. You spell the street, please?
Yes, that's E-I-N-E.
Thank you. Shall I send you my resume?
No, you can bring it with you when you come. When you come.
Thank you. I look forward to meeting you.
I look forward to meeting you too. Goodbye. I look forward. Goodbye.
Excellent job. Very good, you guys. Okay. I'm going to just point out a couple of words here just so that we can, just for your practice. This word right here is technician. Technician. And this one here is resume. 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 And we have should, could. Yeah, everything else was great. Very good. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and continue on. And we're going to look at, go ahead and mute your mic, please, if you're, okay. Turn off your mic. I'm going to erase my marks here. Okay, so we're going to look at some things that we need to remember if you're going to fill out a job application. And I apologize if it's getting a little bit dark where I am because the energy went out, the power went out, so it's starting to get dark in this room. Okay, so when you fill out a job application, you need to print or type and use a pen. Don't use a pencil. If you make a mistake, then just ask for a new application and make sure that you answer all of the questions. If you don't know the answer to a question or if it doesn't apply to you, then you need to just put NA, like this right here, NA. That means not applicable. And if you see a part that says for office use only, then you don't do any writing there. That's for the business or the company to do, not for you. Now, when you do the application, there are several parts that you do. You need to write the date, and whenever you write the date, you always do the month first. Now, in some countries, it's the other way, where you put the date, like the number day first, and then you put the month, but not in the United States. In the United States, you put the month first. When I lived in Brazil, then we did it the other way, and you put the number first and then the month. But here, you just have to be used to putting the month first, then the day. So July 20, 1970 or whatever, okay? And you write the name of the position, that's the name of the job that you want. Salary desired, that means like how much money do you want them to pay you? Maybe you don't really know, or maybe, you know, whatever's fine. Then you just write the word open. That means they can pay you what they, you know, what they want to pay you. You're open. Date available, that's the date that you can start working. The shift desired. So these are the types of shifts. There's morning shift, evening shift, and then there's night shift in between those times. So you would need to indicate that. What type of employment is desired? Do you want full-time, which it would be 40 hours per week, or do you want part-time? That would be less than that. Can we contact your employer? So is it okay if they call your boss and ask your boss questions about you and about your work? If it is, then yes. If you don't want your boss to know that you're looking for a different job, then just write no. They will also ask this question: have you ever been convicted of a felony? That means, do you have a criminal record? Have you been arrested before? Have you gone to jail? That type of thing. Now, if you just got pulled over for going too fast and you got a traffic ticket, that doesn't count. That's not a felony. Felonies are much more serious. So here we can see an example of an application that's been filled out already. This is for a certain person. So we see the last name comes first, and then the first name, the middle name, the social security number. If you don't have a social security number, then you just write NA. Here's the date. Notice that they put the month first, right? The address, phone number with the area code, cell number, the name of the position, medical assistant. They just said open for the salary, the date available. They mark the shift, part-time, and if they can contact the employer or not. Part of your homework will be for you to fill out this page as homework with your personal information, as if you were filling out for a job application. You don't write your social security number, okay? Just because that's private, but fill out the rest of it, and you can take a picture of it and send it to me when you're all done later so that I can see that you finished it. And we're going to talk a little bit about education in the United States, because different countries have different systems for education. So here in the United States, children start school when they're 5 years old, and they go to elementary school. In elementary school, the first year is called kindergarten, and then they go for 6 more years. They go to first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, and sixth grade. So that's a total of 7 years, right, for elementary school. Then they go to middle school, and that's also called junior high school, and they go there for 2 years. When they finish that, then they start high school, and they go there for 4 years. When they graduate, they receive a high school diploma. If a student doesn't graduate, then they can take a test and get a GED. In fact, we have some students at Fontana Adult School who are working on their GED so that they can have like a high school diploma, even if they didn't go to high school here in the United States, or if they didn't graduate from high school. So after high school, then you have lots of different choices. One would be to go to vocational school or a technical school, and you learn a skill. So maybe you learn to be an auto mechanic or a cook or an EMT or a paramedic. These are all different types of things that you can learn in a technical school. And that might last like 6 months to 2 years. And when you finish, you would get a certificate. Or instead of going to a vocational school, you might go to community college, and that would be for 2 years. Does anybody know the name of a community college around nearby?
No, we don't.
No.
Okay, well, there's Chaffey College, there is Crafton Hills College, there's Riverside Community College. Those are the ones that I know of that are around here. When you graduate from there, then you get an associate's degree. That would be after 2 years. Now, another choice would be to go to a 4-year college or university. And you could go 2 years at the community college and then graduate after 2 years at the college or the university. And when you graduate, you get a bachelor's degree. So some colleges, 4-year colleges and universities close by, we have UC Riverside and we have Cal State San Bernardino. Those are some that are nearby Fontana. So let's say you graduate, you get your bachelor's degree, and maybe you go 2 more years to graduate school. And when you graduate, you get something called a master's degree. So that's what you would get next. So this might be kind of similar to other countries, but it's good to learn what we call these different things, because you may have some of these from your country and you need to know what the name of them are here, right? After a master's degree, you can study to get a doctorate degree, a PhD, and that's the highest one that we have here in the United States. That's the highest degree. Okay, so that's a little bit about what education here is like in the United States. So what you can do actually for your homework is you can fill in this chart with the information that we just learned about. And I'll kind of start it off with you after I erase all of my mess that I have on the screen. We'll kind of start it off so you can see how it goes. But here we have school, school, the number of years, grades, and if you get a diploma or not. So the first school is the elementary school. And how many years do children go to elementary school?
6 years.
6.
No. They go, don't forget kindergarten. So they go kindergarten,
5.
And
and
elementary,
then
7
first,
years.
second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. So the 6 years and kindergarten, so 7 years, right?
7.
That was kind of a trick question there. Okay, so 7 years for elementary, and the grades that they take there, that would be K through 6. So we can just write it like that, K through 6. And they don't get a diploma, right? So the rest of this you can fill out on your own. You'll put the name of the next school and all the information. And of course, we've got high school and then the different choices. And you can fill those in yourself for homework. So we're going to go ahead and continue here. And this also you can do for homework. This is to practice the vocabulary that we went over. So all of you, you'll just figure out which sentences, which words go in the sentences. So that is homework. And let me see. Okay, so when you're going to fill out about your own education, you have to put in the name and address of your school. So it could be that you did it in another country, or maybe you did it here, but you have to know that information. So if you're going to go and apply for a job and fill out the application, you have to know the address and the phone numbers and this different information. So it's good to have it with you when you go, or store it in your phone or something. If there is a phone number, you need to know that. You'll need to know the city and the state, the country, how many years you studied, the dates that you went there. So you need to remember, like, okay, when did I start? When did I finish? And put that there. And what type of certificate or diploma or degree. If you graduated from high school, then you'll write diploma. And what kind? Okay. So this is an example of somebody named Millie with her information here. So we can read this information here and fill in the chart about where she went or where she didn't go to school. And we're kind of running out of time. So this you can also do on your own. Actually, I think this is for the beginner level. This isn't the right one. Okay, so this is for your level here. This is showing on a job application. Let me go back here. I think this is where I stopped for the other groups. I think we're going to go ahead and stop right here. And we will continue this the next time. And we'll pick up from on lesson 6 for next time. Okay, do you have any questions before we end our class? No questions?
No.
For the homework last in my education, I made it for my education, right?
For what
The
was
last
it?
one?
On the page before this one?
Yes.
Okay, this is for, you're gonna use the information right here and fill out the chart that's down here. You'll fill out the application using this information here.
This is information, but I made it my information, other, or no?
No, not on this page. We're gonna do that later, where you're gonna put your own information.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this one is just for this one about Millie.
Right, thanks.
Yeah, later on you'll be doing your own.
Okay. I'm confused.
Okay, we don't have too many classes because we only have on next week we have Monday and just a few more class. I think we have scheduled like a couple more classes, and then we're going to be starting the tests to do your application and to do your job interview. So time's going by really fast. So that's why we're kind of going fast through this information. So yeah, we don't have much time. Does anybody have any questions about the education, about maybe you did some education in another country and you're not sure like how you would write that on your application? Does anybody have any questions about that?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
No.
Oh, something I wanted to show you also is if you miss a class sometime, then you can, I'll be sending the link, like from this class today, I'll be sending the link as in the email so that you can watch it on YouTube. All of our classes will be recorded on YouTube for anybody who was not able to attend. Okay. All right, well, thank you for coming, and I hope that you have a great rest of your week. Oh, don't forget about doing your English classes too, okay, your English lessons. You guys are gonna be busy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye, teacher. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
See you Monday.
See you on Monday.
Es que hay que llenar esta aplicación y se la mando. Solo que